Hello and welcome to Bring It Home, the show for you, the people of Cape Town. Bring It Home aspires to educate and inform its viewers on how to create a well-balanced society, today and tomorrow. I'm your host, Shaida Issel, and I'm not your normal television presenter. Let me give you some history about myself. I grew up in Cape Town in District 6. I stayed with my grandparents. I have another 2 sisters and a brother. District 6 is a kind of place where everybody looked after each other's children. It was all about each child is everyone's child, and that was nice. I don't find that today. Let's take hands and do it together. My father believed that we should be well-mannered and organized, and he felt that the Catholic school provided all of that. Now, as you know, my surname is Issel. Being a child at the school, I used to be teased with the surname, calling us all sorts of names. It would make me feel very anxious, and I feel rushed. And I had this incredible pain over my chest, and I could not understand what is happening. Eventually I was taken to a hospital, and there I had to stay for about 3-4 months, and it was said to my parents that I have a heart condition. At the age of 16, I became pregnant. I was faced with a situation where my child had to be given up for adoption. And yes, of course, I was only a child myself. I did not understand. But at the same time, it was my child growing inside of me. So I decided I'm going to run away. People talk about maintenance, abuse, adoption. I have experienced that. Now, the father of my child was very politically involved, and he led the people in the Western Cape magnificently, and I was so proud of him. And at the same time, he would be arrested. There was this one time that he was taken to Pretoria Central, and he stayed there for a year. And he came out of that prison, and he was a changed man. And then only the verbal abuse, the beating started. But I was not strong enough to say, I'm packing my bags, I am leaving. So from one child, I had another child, I had another child, and by the 3rd child, I could no longer. I packed my bags one morning, and I decided I am going to my mother's house. This was it. The evening came, and there he was knocking on the door again, like so many times. He knocked on my mother's door. And I said, I'm not going home. If you don't respect me as a woman, as a mother of your children, I'm not going home. He wanted to make our marriage work at that point, so he violated the banning order, and he refused to leave my mother's house. On my daughter's birthday, she turned 13. And that is the day that he got this phone call to say that he needs to go to the other person in his life immediately. And this is the first time that he has been out of prison and sharing the celebration with our children. But he was called away, and he felt that that was more important. So that is the day that he finally left. There was no way, like my mother said, Shaida, you cannot force somebody to love you, so let him go. You had enough, you were beat, you were abused, you were swore at, all of those kinds of things. How much more do you want to take of this man? And that is when I decided, in my weakest as a person, I was going to hold my mother's hand, and she was going to walk me through this divorce. And that's it. And he left. Bring It Home is about solutions and participation. When we stand together, we can do so much more. In today's program, we're talking about strong women, women that can help other women. Before I introduce my studio guest, let's visit St. Anne's, a shelter for destitute women. These women really need our assistance.
I don't have the money. I don't have a place. That's why I'm here in St. Anne's. Because my mother, she don't want to give me a place. She want to